Okay, a very warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Dr. Saurabh Gupta and I'm working as an associate professor in GGS Education Group, Unnao. Actually, the GGS Education Group is known as imparting the technical education, quality education in all aspects of education. And today we are presenting marketing in 21st century challenges and opportunities presented by eminent academician Dr. Rakesh Kumar. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box only, and we will bring them up during the presentation, and we will also have time for questions at the end. Not without wasting any time, I would like to introduce our presenter, Dr. Rakesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, MNNIT, Allahabad. He has done his doctorate in management from Department of Business Administration. He has done his postgraduate in management from MMEC Gorakhpur. His areas of interest are marketing management, international marketing, marketing research, marketing of services, retail management, consumer behavior, business statistics, etc. He has published several research papers in national and international journals. He has attended more than 25 national and international conferences. He has also attended several faculty development programs and workshops on different statistical software like SPSS, MOS, R, EViews, sponsored by ICSSR, New Delhi and AICT. And over the years, he has developed an innovative approach to teaching and conducting research. Now it's time to start the presentation. It's up to Dr. Rakesh sir. Please continue.
Thank you, Dr. Saurabh Gupta.
You're most welcome, sir.
And also GGS Education Group for inviting me for this talk. So I'm here to talk about the marketing in 20%, the challenges and opportunities. So before I start with this discussion, let me share my PPT first. So I hope I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
So the topic of this discussion is marketing in 21st century opportunities and challenges. So it is quite reflected in the topic that something has changed in the 21st century in terms of strategizing the marketing tools and techniques. And what makes changing the marketing strategy in 21st century, the root cause, first we need to understand why there is a need of changing our marketing strategy and policies in 21st. So what has changed? But before we start talking about the new and more improved marketing tools and techniques which are required to attract, to convince, to persuade the consumers of 21st century who are more informed as compared to the consumers in the previous century. What is the main reason why the marketers are now compelled to change their marketing strategy? Because the time is ever changing. Especially in the last 30 years, after the globalization of Indian economy and other countries also, the paradigm has changed a lot. This globalization, privatization, liberalization policies have changed a lot, not only the way the business practices used to be performed, rather these phenomena have changed the entire life of India. They have affected economic, parallels, political scenario, as well as social and consumption pattern of India. So in the last 30 years, we have witnessed a lot of change in the way the consumer used to consume the product, in the way the consumer used to expect performance and quality from the product and services, and accordingly, the marketers are now required to shift this strategy. The way the market is changing, if marketers will not change themselves, they will simply be thrown out of the market. We can have so many examples in the last 20-30 years. Kodak is one good example. I hope all of you would have heard the name of Kodak. it was a company even more than 100 years old in the field of making cameras. And before 8 to 10 years back, they filed for bankruptcy. And you'll be surprised to know that Kodak was the first company which started or which invested money in research and development in terms of developing digital cameras. Though it is not shifted from the traditional cameras to digital cameras. However, there were various reasons why they got shifted from the traditional cameras to the digital camera. But one main reason was that they could not understand the changing consumers' expectations. The time when the camera was introduced to the mobile phone, now the camera was in the hand of almost every consumer who was having mobile phone or smartphone. So there was no need of that traditional. However, there was one major compulsion also from the side of Kodak. They used to have a marketing strategy called a strategy of razor and bleach. Or you can see the printer and the cartridge. These kind of a company which used to sell the cameras, the printers, what they used to do, they used to keep the price of the main equipment very. Suppose in case of printer, the price of printer company used to keep very low, sometimes even lower than the manufacturing cost of that. And they earn profit from selling the rolls, the cartridges. Same was the case with Kodak. They were selling cameras at relatively low prices, and they were earning profit from selling the rolls of those cameras. So if they shifted from traditional camera to the digital camera at that time, first it was difficult to convince the consumers to shift from traditional to the digital camera. Second, they would have lost their profit because now in the digital camera they would have get only one time. While in case of the traditional camera, they were getting profit continuously from the consumer whom they sell camera for the once. And also they thought that they actually could not understand the consumer's mind. They thought that consumer will never give away the pleasure, the emotional feeling of touching a photo on the hard sheet. And that is why they did not shift it from the traditional camera to the digital camera. There are so many other examples. Example of Tata Nano, a kind of a dream car from the Tata Group. I still remember 2009 when they launched this car in Pragati Maidan Auto Expo. It attracted the global attention. They got free publicity of their car on Pragati Maidan Expo. And I think this was the first time Auto Expo used to happen on Pragati Maidan almost every year. But the kind of a media exposure Tata Nano got at that expo was immense. It never happened that there was a live telecast of the launch of the product on news channel. They did not require to spend even a single penny on the advertisement. And this was also a key project of Ratan Tata, the chairman of Tata Group at that time. But can you believe in the next 7-8 years only, if the consumer had to actually wait for the delivery of Tata Nano in 2010, 2012, 2013? Can you imagine? This used to happen in 80s. In Bajaj scooter and Maruti car used to sell. Consumers used to wait for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. But in 2010, 2012, can you imagine that a consumer will wait for 4 months or 6 months for a car? When other options are already available. But this was the hype created for Tata Nano. They sell this car by the notion that this is one of the cheapest car in the world. And of course, this was a scientific miracle on the part of the engineers and scientists in Tata Motors. No doubt, manufacturing a car in such a low price was definitely a miracle. But sometimes what happens, your strength becomes weakness. And your weakness can also be converted into strength. So marketing team of Tata Motors manage this. They advertised, they marketed their product as what the cheapest car in segment. And there was a time when it started looking like the automobile market for the two-wheelers will be completely devastated by the entry of Tata Nano in the four-wheelers. Even the big companies had started thinking about competing with Tata Nano in this segment. But now you can see the situation in Tata. The problem was again with the marketing. They marketed Tata Nano with the notion that this is one of the cheapest car. But in Indian society, especially having a car is a symbol of success. And attaching this particular product to the notion of the cheapest car was something which became detrimental for the Tata. The tag of the cheapest was the most detrimental component which harmed a lot to the image of Tata. After a few years, some cases of the accidents were reported. The way they got the positive publicity for the product on the social media, similarly the negative publicity of the product, the engine got fire or there was some kind of accident. So these news also spread the way the positive rumors, the positive publicity about the product traveled across the social. And marketing team of Tata Nano could not manage this negative publicity. And as a result, in the coming only 7 to 8 years, the company had to shut down the production. You can also have an example of Nokia. There was a time when Nokia was having more than 70% of the market share in Indian market and more than 50% of the market share in global market. But now it has been acquired. Can you see the fate of Nano with Nokia? A company more than 100 years old, which achieved immense success globally in the revolution of this mobile technology, had to sell itself to another company in just 10 to 15 years. Because they could not, understand the way the market was changing. The time when Apple launched its iPhone and suddenly the market shifted from the feature phone to the smartphone, Nokia could not understand this. When Google came out with the Android application, Nokia first of all they resisted. Okay, we are the number one in this segment. How can we borrow the software from another company? So they started developing their own operating system. At the time they realized they could understand the market, Android was hot. Consumers have started preferring Android. They will started using Android. They were more comfortable. So when Nokia came up with their own operating system, by that time the market was captured by Android. So many other companies who were using Android in their mobile phone, now they were dominating. Samsung became one of the leading brands in the segment. Even Samsung thought of developing their own operating system, but they could not replace Android with their own. The reason was obvious that market was now dominated by the Android-based smartphone. So you have to understand the pulse of the market. And the most important thing in the 21st century is that you have to be visionary. If you cannot visualize the future, you cannot prepare for that future. So you have to be visionary enough to see what will be the scenario, the customer's expectation, the kind of a product required in the next 5 years, 10 years, you cannot prepare for that in present, and you will be completely phased out. These three examples which I have given, Kodak, Nokia, and these are the examples where they could not understand the changing dynamics in the market. And what is the biggest reason why we require a shift of marketing strategy in the 21st century is that now consumers are more. Internet is one miracle of the last century. We can say one of the most important invention in the last century, computer and internet, which has completely changed almost all walks of life. So now, because of the access to the internet, consumers are more informed. Now, companies cannot simply fool consumers. Consumers have access to all kinds of information about product and service, about features, about the brand, about the price. So you simply cannot make a misleading claim to the consumers and run away. The time has gone. Now you have to fulfill your promise. You have to perform as per what you have advertised. And also you have to be ready for the future. You have to understand the person. Right. So before we move on understanding what are the other tools and techniques available which marketer can use in the 21st century, it's first, so just remind in the 5 minutes what marketing is. I hope those who are from the management background who understand what marketing is. And for those who are not from the management background, I'm going to kind of remind about what marketing. In simple words, if you define marketing, marketing deals with identifying and meeting human and social. In the perspective of the business, if you define meeting needs profit, because business means profit. Each activity in the business is oriented towards profit. Meeting consumers' need with profit is something what we call as. However, this definition is very simple, but actually realizing the real essence of this definition is really important. Because this is a very long-term and tedious process. Identifying and meeting human and social needs. If you have to place yourself in the market for the long term, you need a marketing strategy which is focused on the untapped needs of the consumer. There is immense competition in the market. If you are also producing similar kind of products and services which other consumers are producing, it will become very difficult for you to survive in the market. You can take an example of the Indian telecom industry, especially the 2G technologies. There was a time when there were 13, 14 players in the Indian telecom industry having a strong competition with 2G technology. If you remember correctly, the almost all kind of a tariff and other plans of almost all these companies were same. So when there is a huge competition in the market, there are a number of players available. As a marketer, you do not have much freedom in terms of fixing the price. You have to follow simply the competition and the price which other competitors are following. But in 2016, when Jio entered in the market, they came up in the market with a completely different marketing strategy. They did not, first of all, enter into the same market. If you recall the time of up to 2016, we were mostly using through mobile phone or the smartphone with 2G technology data. It was very slow. Mostly the mobile phones were used for calling facility, messaging facility. 3G technologies were available, but the tariff rates were quite high. And meanwhile, 4G technology was launched. Airtel was in the field. But 4G, as 3G did not become popular among the consumers because of the fact that it was costly. At that time, using internet on the mobile phone was has not become a kind of a need for the consumers. They use mobile phone only for calling and messaging. So, first, a need of using high-speed internet facility was required to be met. See, for a marketer, there are two choices. One, either identify the needs which are not satisfied by the other needs. However, it is very difficult. Majority of the needs, existing needs, are already satisfied by the existing player. So, as a marketer, you have to create them. If you are innovative enough, if your product and services are new to the market, you can create need for it. However, creating need is a long-term process. Acquiring an investment of more than 1 lakh crores of rupees. And they started giving data free of cost to the consumer. Almost for first 1 year, they gave data completely free of cost to them. So their marketing strategy was simple. First, we need to create a need of high speed. Once this need is created, consumer will start paying for that. And second, since the market was already tapped by the 30, 40 companies which were existing in the 2G technology, so they had to shift their consumer from 2G technology to 4G technology. And asking consumer to shift from the existing technology to the new technology is not possible until you offer something lucrative. And what would be more lucrative than offering these services completely free of cost? So immediately consumers shifted from the other players to Jio. And you can see the situation. Jio became one of the most dominating player in the Indian telecom industry. Majority of the companies that were there before 2016 now, either they have been completely closed or they have merged. So we are having only 3-4 options today in the telecom industry. This is how Jio has completely changed the dynamic of telecom industry. So meeting needs properly. So identification of the need, then translating these needs into an appropriate product or service, then offering those products and services to consumers, followed by feedback, after-sales services. This entire process is called marketing. Marketing doesn't mean simply selling the product. Changing of ownership is not marketing, that is sales. So marketing is more holistic, it's more comprehensive. It starts right from identification of the needs and ends with consumer. So there are basically 4 P's of marketing mix: product, price, place, and promotion. And if you are talking about the service marketing, we have additional 3 P's: people, physical evidence, and process. Now let us talk more about the evolution of marketing, because we are going to talk about marketing in 21st century. So we first need to understand how it was earlier in the 20th century, in the 19th century. Until we do not have an understanding of the past, we cannot understand the present and we cannot predict future. So in order to understand and predict future, we need to understand the present as well as the past. We need to understand this chain. We need to understand this connection between these 3 phases. So, how and when does this marketing start? It all started basically with the Industrial Revolution in the 80s. When Industrial Revolution started in Europe and gradually spread all over the world, suddenly the small scale production shifted to the masses of production. Now the production started taking place with the large machines on a large scale. And also that about the time when the companies started selling and trading the product in the other countries. If you remember, the East India Company which came in India, the purpose was sole to trade. they were trading their product in the new market. They were basically searching new market for it because their existing European market was already saturated. Once your domestic market is saturated, the next step is to look for the new market. So they were looking for the new market. And as they were looking for the new market, they were searching for the new market, the need of the market is. Because suppose you are a European company and you are going for the market in India or China or Japan. Consumer do not know who you are. Therefore, you require a marketing strategy to make those consumers who you are, what you do, and how your product is better. This was the time when the concept of branding started. Companies like Procter & Gamble, these kind of companies who were selling their product in a number of countries. So they were required to have a logo, to have a name which can distinguish them from the other players in the market. And consumers who are living in other countries, they could recognize. This was also the time when the advertisement is started. Because now the social distance between producer and consumers was increased. Consumers were there in India, but producers were there in European countries. So need of the advertisement was required. And this is how the advertisement is. So as to increase the feeling of closeness. And generally at that time, portraying a human figure and company logo was a common strategy. If you search on Google or look back into the NCR, you will find old Indian advertisement portraying even in the gods or king of the various riyasat at that time. Like one of the advertisement in the NCR, look, Raja Rajesh Singh was shown by one of the company in their advertisement. So this was the time by showing the figure, the picture of either God or known person to the consumers through their advertisement for the attempt to foster the feeling of closeness, because these companies were allied to the consumers, and the consumers, they were sharing a completely different cultural and social belief. So this was the time when the advertisement started. This is one advertisement you can see. W.L. Douglas shoe, and portray of human figures on the advertisement. Now, moving forward in the 20th century, especially in the first 30-40 years, which witnessed two World War First, World War Second, the pace of mass production increased in this time. This was time when more focus was given on productivity. This was the time where Taylor gave the concept of scientific management, which was successfully applied and made popular by Hedrick, the founder of Ford. And simply by applying the principles of scientific management in their company, Ford company was able to reduce the price of the car at that time to 1. And the other competitors, General Motors and Chrysler, in the used market at that time, they were completely surprised to see how Ford company was able to reduce the price to 1/3. Can you believe if a company is able to reduce the price to 1/3, what will happen to that market? You can relate it to the Jio situation in Indian telecom. Later, these companies, General Motors and Chrysler, they also learned the tools and techniques of scientific management and applied it, and again became complete. So this was a period when the pace of mass production further increased, which further required need for more appropriate marketing. The ability to develop a brand and appropriately market it gone in. So this was the time. Moving forward, the competition also drove the need to increase the production output and market share in all. because of the rapid industrialization in this time, because of the mass production in this time, now the real phase of the modern marketing strategy started evolving this time. Moving forward in the 1960s, basically, the marketing many industries now became segregated. Most of the markets were closed because of the fact of after actually the Second World War, there was a view of social and communist principles. And, a number of countries who became freed from the colonial rule, they were adopting for the communist philosophy, which became more a kind of a closed economy rather than a. So the chances of growing the business in the other nations were now very limited for the country. There was a tussle between the capitalist and the communist countries in the era of Cold War. So this was the time when the companies began dedicating entire areas of their business to the sole purpose of marketing. Now marketing became the driver of the entire business strategy. Marketing has always been, but earlier more focus is to be on the production. Keep on producing whatever we produce, consumers will simply consume because there is no choice. But when there will be a lot of competition in the market. You have to come to these new markets which are untapped. So fighting with local competition was something to be very challenging for these companies. You will not easily fight with local competition. So for giant companies, we have many examples. In India also, like Coca-Cola came to India, Thums Up was a established local brand. Initially, Coca-Cola purchased Thums Up. Well, these two giants in the beverages sector, Coca-Cola, they have their own unique strategy. Wherever though they used to go, first of all, they used to be local company. And then fight neck to each other. So when Coca-Cola came to India, their first target was to completely ruin the local competition so that they can only fight with the major competition. Because sometimes these local competitors actually harms a lot because they have a local connection. So consumers feel more associated with these local. So when Coca-Cola in India, they first acquired and their initial marketing strategy was to completely ruin this brand. They did not want to continue with this brand because they were already having a lot of product in their portfolio. But later when they realized that Thums Up have their own image among the consumers, they started the business. So in 1990s, when market started attracting competition local as well as global, everybody was competent enough in the market to produce good quality. When you are producing product which is similar to the other competitors, what rest do you have as a market? Nothing but the marketing strategy. This was the time when promotion became the most important marketing mix for the markets. New era of the promotion revolution started. This was also the time when celebrity endorsement, especially if you talk about Indian scenario, started. This was the time when Amitabh Bachchan, Sachin Tendulkar, Shah Rukh Khan, they were visible more on television, advertising the different brands as compared to the movies. Because for these big multinational companies, spending huge amount of money on the advertisement was not a big deal. For a company like Coca-Cola or Pepsi, spending 1,000 crores of rupees on advertisement is just a regular deal. So for these companies, hiring celebrities and endorsing their product through these celebrities now became very important. And it also helped them to get the market share. Right. So this was the time basically when marketing and promotion and advertising became the most important assets of the business strategy of every organization. And this was also required because now the companies were expanding their businesses in different other countries where they had to face the consumers who were sharing completely different cultural and social. When we talk about the international marketing, basically, the biggest challenge that the market faces is differences in the culture. When McDonald's came in India in 1990s, the biggest challenge for McDonald's was to convince the Indian consumer to eat the fast because this was not the consumption habit of Indian adults. As an Indian, we used to promote Indian kind of foods. So they spent almost 4 years. First of all, they spent 4 years studying the consumer need, developing the network of this. And when they started business in India, they developed a completely different menu, which is only available in India. The menu which McDonald's offered to the Indian consumer is completely different from what they offer to the European or American consumers. In India, even they have a different features for vegetarian and non-vegetarian consumers. So Indianization of the Western food is Mac Aloo Tikki, Maharaja Veg Burger. These are only available in the McDonald's restaurant in India, not in other nations. So cultural adaptation was a big challenge for these companies because of the globalization. And their attempt in the 21st century is, of course, a lot they have success, but their attempt is more to standardize this consumption. If suppose consumers in all the countries started consuming similar kind of a product, these companies will not face challenge. So they are facing a lot of challenge because in every country consumers are eating different kind of food, using different kind of a product. So they require to change their design. But what will happen if the consumers in these countries started eating similar kind of food? So first, this transition was required in terms of consumption habits. A lot of these companies have been successful, and but still they are required to do more in this direction. One more example is of Kellogg's. Kellogg's came into India. They started selling their cereal to the Indian consumer. For the initial months, they could not understand why one of the most successful breakfast cereal company in America was not successful in India. But later, when they conduct survey, conduct research on the consumers, they found that in America, the general practice is to use a cold milk with cereal rather than a hot. While in India, as a consumer, we prefer consuming hot milk as compared to the cold milk. The initial marketing strategy, the executive strategy was to promote the product just like the way they were promoting in the US. Later, they learned, they realized we require a different marketing strategy for the Indian consumer. Therefore, they started now promoting using the cereal. Another challenge that Kellogg faced with the Indian consumer was that Indian consumers were having a different set of breakfast. In some part of India, they were having, suppose in Punjab, paratha and other items. In South India, they were having different items, idli vada as breakfast, which they were consuming for many years. So for a company like Kellogg, for a company like McDonald's, which are completely different in terms of the consumer habit to the consumers in a country like India, first challenge of course was to convince the consumer to use these products. So standardizing the consumption habit is something which is the most important challenge for these marketers, even in the 20%. Though because of the advent of technology and integration into this technology in different countries, now in many sectors, companies would need to face these kind of a challenge. But when we talk about the consumption of food, when we talk about the consumption of breakfast, when we talk about clothing, the apparel, these kind of challenges companies need to face. So talking about the marketing in 20%. Since as I started my discussion, why do we need to shift our marketing strategy in the 20%? The reason is obvious, because in the 21st century, consumers are more. You simply cannot fool them. Therefore, you require more concrete marketing strategy to deal with the customer. The second thing is that the market is changing really fast. Technology is really fast. Today, suppose you are dealing with a product which is based upon a certain technology, and after 6 months, the technology obtains. So you have to be really careful because the market is changing rapidly. Either you talk about in terms of the technological advancement, or you talk about in terms of the consumers' expectation. In the 21st century, now the consumers have become very demanding in terms of the quality, in terms of the service. Consumers have become very. There was a time maybe when you had to stand in front of public bank and you have to stand in the queue. So 20 minutes even will not tolerate. As a consumer, you are now demanding. You are demanding better product, better quality. Therefore, companies are also required to address it. One important invention, as I said earlier, in the last century was, of course, computers and the internet technology. Internet technology has completely changed the way business used to. Almost all aspects of the business are changed because of the integration of the digital technology, the internet. And also the life of an individual is so much changed because of this. Today you cannot imagine living one day without this. It has become so difficult. Smartphone has become an inseparable part of your life. And a smartphone in your pocket is like you are connecting to the entire world. Now, therefore, now the marketers are also required to shift their market. Suppose if the market is still promoting and advertising their product on this traditional media like television, radio, billboards, newspaper, magazines, will they be successful? No. Because now consumer, especially young consumer, they spend more time on digital platform rather than watching television, reading newspaper, or listening radio. Radio almost obsolete. So if you are going to target to the consumers, you need to reach to the platforms where they are actually available. You are targeting them on television, but they are not available on television. They are not watching television. Then this will be a completely waste of time. And social media is one important platform which is quite useful, quite successful, and of course challenging also. So now marketers are shifting their marketing strategy from the traditional media to the social media. You can identify the social media pages, supposedly YouTube channels, which are clearly unique in a particular segment of product or services. Or a particular type of consumers are the subscriber of a YouTube channel. You can directly approach them. Because television was supposed to be the medium of mass production. पहले के समय में जब दूरदर्शन हुआ करता था, so दूरदर्शन was supposed to be a channel which was reaching to the masses of consumers, and that was also the time when four-wheeler companies did not advertise on television. The first advertisement of a four-wheeler car was done by Shah Rukh Khan, because it was believed that television is a mass platform where you can reach the masses. And four-wheeler was not supposed to be a product for all. It was supposed to be a product for a particular segment of the market. This is how the society was fragmented. And you will also be surprised to know that the popular companies in the segment of automobile, Volkswagen, they came in India only in 2010. While other companies came in India when India opened its economy in 1991. But Volkswagen came to India in 2010 only. Because this was the kind of perception about Indian consumers, because Volkswagen used to manufacture, first of all, costly cars and small ones. And perception of Indian society was more a kind of a society composed of joint families. So they never thought that India was a market for their food. And in 2010 only they realized, okay, now India is also a destination where we can say about that. See, if we actually study this evolution and the process of globalization, we can find out a lot of things which are very remarkable. Before globalization, of course, our society was more a kind of a joint family system. But when the globalization started, when the big companies started coming to the big cities in India, urbanization started in these cities. After doing BE, BTech, MBA, MCA, now the workforce started shifting from their small cities to the big cities. The joint families were now disintegrated into small nuclear families who are living in urban cities. Parents are living in the home cities. So this process actually now required a completely changed marketing strategy, especially in the 90s and the first decade of the 20s. Now the size and the shape of urban market is quite large. And majority of these big companies are focusing on the urban market. The 70% of the market, 70% of the consumer who used to live in rural sectors in India, they are still untapped. So this divide has been created, or this demarcation has been created because of the globalization. The root cause is actually. So in the 21st century, because of the advent of internet, now there are various options available for the market. Though these technologies, of course, have made the job difficult, but they have also provided them opportunity. Since consumers are more available on the social media, therefore they can use these sites and reach to the consumer. Digital marketing can be utilized in 20%. All sorts of digital medium, smartphone, computer, electronic billboard to reach to the consumer. Social media marketing is one most effective tool for the market. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, they can be very well utilized by the marketers to reach the consumers to get the feedback. And this is not only applicable for the big market. Even the small marketers, if you are creative enough, you can get recognition of social media. Every day you used to see so many videos, pictures get viral on social media. So getting attention, getting traction to individual on social media is not so difficult. And I'm showing you one example. He's a cobbler and he's quite unique in terms of marketing strategy. I'm not going to give you a big example of a big company utilizing the social media marketing strategy to enhance it. It is a small example of a cobbler who has advertised, who has had a poster behind him, Jutto ka, Chakni Jutto ka. So he was so creative in terms of advertising his business that everybody passing on that road where he was settling down could think that the person would be attracted towards this particular. And even this poster got viral on social media. Anand Mahindra got cognizance of this viral message, and he also promised to give settlement with this person. Later on, he also did. So this is one example, a small example. If you are creative enough, you can very well utilize the power of social media. He's just an individual. He has not done MBA or any other big degree, but he had got the. Suppose if you would have been a consumer residing in that locality, watching after this viral message, would you go to this person if you had to repair your shoes, or you would have prefer any other? I don't know. So this is the power. You can attract the attention of consumers. Personalized email marketing, because time is limited, so I'm just giving you a glimpse of these techniques which are available for the marketer. Email marketing has become very popular in the 21st century because now the consumers are available on the digital media. They are using these kind of email and other facilities. So email marketing can also be used. Content marketing. If your content is creative, everything today, especially on the social media or other digital platforms, if your content is creative, you can attract the attention. I'm going to give you some more examples that you can understand how by utilizing unique marketing strategy, you can actually achieve success. Ambush marketing is one marketing strategy which you can utilize in your marketing strategy. क्या होता है ambush marketing? Ambush marketing just like it is a term from the army and military. जैसे ambush लगाते हैं किसी ऑफिसर्स के ऊपर हमला करने के लिए सरप्राइज अटैक. तो उसी तरीके से मार्केटिंग में भी we used to have this kind of ambush marketing where we used to have a surprise attack on the company. And one good example of the ambush marketing was practiced by Samsung. Apple iPhone 4S was launched in Australia, Sydney, and what Samsung did, they opened a store just near to the store of Apple. And what they did, they advertised that company will give free smartphone, their Galaxy S2, to the first 10 people in the line at a discounted price of $2 Australian dollars. You can see in this image that people were getting outside the Samsung showroom. This is how they completely hijacked the launch event of Nike composed in 1998 FIFA World Cup. Nike performed composed by buying advertising space in the vicinity of the host. They will be officially sponsored by Adidas company. Jio का भी बहुत बढ़िया धनुष marketing का example है 1997. You can see this image. The official sponsor of this event was what they did. They placed their own people in the stadium in a pattern which was reflecting just like the logo of Jio. So this was not the cameraman and became quite popular. Guerrilla marketing is another technique. Guerrilla marketing is completely unconventional marketing. Anything that you do which is unconventional will come under the guerrilla. One example is Yahoo Community. I hope it is visible to all of you. They put a poster which is kind of transparent and which is giving a feeling which kind of space people have over there. So this is how we can attract the attention, grab the attention. I don't think
maybe it's connectivity problem from Dr. Rakesh Kumar. I will marketing. That's why social media marketing or digital marketing is very important for the marketers. Especially we can see that these marketing platforms are totally based on customized marketing. And in customized marketing, in case of television, we have discussed earlier that television is a mass media marketing, but most of the viewers are not interested in these kind of activities or these kind of advertisement. But in customized marketing, this option is only available in social media marketing or digital marketing, where we can target or hit only those viewers or customers we are potential customers of our particular product or services. That's why we are offering these kind of services, and after COVID, we especially use these kind of marketing in future for many years, because digital marketing is a that platform where we can connect consumers and marketers in a one place without any transparency. That's why digital marketing is very initial stage. Nowadays we have know the essence of these kind of marketings, and that's why
I'm so sorry. I lost.
it's okay sir, it's okay sir, I will continue. Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, yeah. You may continue sir, you may continue. Okay.
So I have almost completed my presentation. I have mentioned a few important and innovative marketing strategy like social media marketing, guerrilla marketing, ambush marketing, content marketing. There are so many other also, but because of the limitation of the time, I had included only a few which are more popular, which are quite successfully used by the marketer. Now I'm open to the question. If anybody is having any question, any doubt, please ask.
If anyone has any queries, please put your questions.
If anybody is having any doubt, please ask. I'm open to the question.
If anyone has any question, please here raise your hand, or otherwise put it in your chat box. Okay, I think no one has any questions. Okay, thank you so much, Rakesh sir, and I hope that our collaboration is continue within future, and we will organize this kind of webinars also for more other topics. I hope you are agree with us. You agree with me that we are all just because of our Lumba faculty members. We all have these kind of knowledge and experiences just because of their guidance and expertise, and that's why we are especially grateful to our Lumba faculty members, and also our colleague Rashmi is also with there, so he is also agree with me. Okay, thank you so much sir for your valuable suggestions, and also all the thank you all for being with us, for joining this. Yes sir.
I think someone has a question posted on the chat box.
Okay, okay. Gaurav Ghavri has a question. Sir, new method of marketing product place. It is an incomplete. Explain. New method of marketing product.
He's telling. I didn't get.
As I said earlier, that there are various new kind of marketing tools and techniques available, which I had mentioned in my presentation. Also, some of them include like content marketing, social media marketing, ambush marketing, guerrilla marketing, right? E-marketing. There are so many others available. Social marketing, cause marketing, and I had included a few in the presentation because of the limitation of the time. But you can find so many innovative marketing strategies on the internet, on the sites of the. So there's no actually fixed rule in this competitive world. As I said, in the case of guerrilla marketing, it is completely unconventional. All you have to do is grab the attention of the consumer. As a consumer, now you're bombarded with so many information, so many advertisements. And in this scenario, only those companies will attention of the consumer among thousands of the advertisement, and most important, can give a good experience to the consumer. As an individual, what we remember is the experience, whether good or bad. If we come across a good behavior with any person, we always remember that. And if we have come across with bad behavior with any person, we'll also remember that. So as a marketer, what you have to focus is simply provide a good buying and shopping behavior so that consumer may return to you. And once a consumer gets a good behavior, good experience, he will not only be satisfied with the product and services, but also add to the new consumers. In marketing, it is said that instead of adding 10 new consumers, try to retain 3 or 4 existing consumers. Because those 3 or 4 existing consumers will bring 10 new consumers. So your focus should more be on identifying, reaching to the consumers who are actually appropriate for your product and services. Second thing, try to provide good shopping experience to consumers. Do not make any false commitment in your advertisement or in your product.
Rakesh sir, one more question. One more question is there from Sakshi Prajapati, that how can we differentiate target market and segmentation market?
See, segmentation. Marketing actually, segmentation is the first step. As a marketer, we cannot make a product which is suitable for everyone. Your product may be suitable and appropriate only for a certain kind of a needs. And when you are going to offer your product to a large market, first thing is to identify those consumers who are good enough for your product, or your product is good enough for those consumers. So identification of those consumers is actually what we call as segmentation. This segmentation can be done on various bases. Segmentation is simply dividing a large market into a small segment. Then identifying the right segment, which segment is better. Suppose if you have manufactured a product which is based on some technology, obviously you will target that product to young consumers who are technology savvy. So you have to identify that segment of the consumers who are tech savvy, who are young, who are open to the new things. उन लोगों को बेचेंगे तो नहीं खरीदेंगे, उसमें नई चीज के लिए तो बहुत रेजिस्टेंस। So targeting पहले segment करेंगे, then we will target that. We can target only one segment also, or we can target multiple segments, depending upon what our product and what type of segment we are choosing for targeting. So segmentation and targeting is a two different things. Segmentation will come first, and then after segmentation, we will target one particular segment or only.
One more question is there from Annapurna Singh Chande. How marketing scenario is going to change in future?
Yeah, role of marketing has increased in the last 20-30 years, not especially after globalization, as I said. If you have suppose produced a very good, very innovative product through research and development, but if you are not efficient enough in terms of marketing that product, then nobody will know that this kind of product actually exists. I suggest you all to, if you get a chance to visit any trade fair in Pragati Mehta, you'll come across with so many product and companies who are offering and selling completely new and innovative kind of product. जिनको आपने कभी देखा नहीं, इनके बारे में सुना भी नहीं होगा, but they exist. But the problem is कि वो छोटी है कंपनी और उस प्रोडक्ट को इतना अच्छे से मार्केट नहीं कर पाती. वहीं जो बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, वो हैविंग इन्वेस्टमेंट, वो आर efficient enough in terms of marketing, what they are doing, they can sell any product. बड़ी-बड़ी कंपनीज आज के वक्त में क्या कर रही हैं? आप इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में चले जाइए, गुड़गांव में, कोकला में. What is happening there is small companies are manufacturing the product, and big companies who are good enough in marketing, they are putting their brand and marketing and distributing the product. सारी मेहनत छोटी कंपनीज की है, वो मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं, but they are not capable enough to market their product, to make their product available to the consumer. But बड़ी कंपनीज के पास तो नेटवर्क बना हुआ है, एक बड़ा सा पूल है कंज्यूमर्स का, whom they can simply sell. So what they are doing, they are putting their brand name और ठप्पा लगाकर कंज्यूमर को आसानी के साथ. So it is the marketing skills only which will differentiate you into the market in coming future. मैंने आपको टाटा नैनो से बताया. Tata Nano failed just because of the failure of the marketing department of Tata. they could not manage the negative publicity which spread because of the failure to protect it. So this is going to be the marketing only, the promotion only, which can make you successful. Not just future, but in present.
Okay,
Anybody else?
one more question is there from Akhil Bajpai. Actually, he is talking about Jio sponsorship in IPL. There's a misconception in his mind. I think he is talking about the how can Jio can be overcome all the other sponsors in this event, particularly which you have shown in your slide.
See, this was a strategic and very unique move from the side of the Jio. अभी स्टेडियम में जाके कंज्यूमर किस पैटर्न पे बैठ जाएंगे तो कोई नहीं रोक सकता है ना, वो किस तरीके की शेयर पहन के आदमी को कोई नहीं रोक सकता है ना. वोडाफोन माइट बी द ऑफिशियल स्पॉन्सर ऑफ द आईपीएल, बट जियो ने क्या किया, एक सेगमेंट में अपने लोगों को इस तरीके से बिठा दिया कि वो जियो का सिंबल बना रहा है. ये तो कोई नहीं रोक सकता. आपको याद हो कि 1996 का
Sir, you are not audible.
I think there is one more technical issue.
Hello.
Yeah, sir, it's audible.
Yes.
Rakesh sir, you may continue. It's audible.
Okay. So these are the marketing tactics which any company can do with anything. Vodafone cannot stop it. Right?
Okay, I think we have all over the queries. So thank you so much again, Rakesh sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you all the participants for being with us and have a patience to listen the valuable suggestions or valuable discussions of Dr. Rakesh Kumar. And hopefully in future we have already planning to organize such kind of a webinars also for some eminent academicians in our research group also. So thank you so much, Rakesh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And there's an announcement for all the participants. If you are willing to getting a participation certificate, kindly fill the feedback form, which is the link will be provided in your chat box. If you have seen your chat box, there is a feedback form link. If you are willing to get a participation certificate, you just completely fill the feedback form, then only you will get the certificate. Okay, thank you so much all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, well.